Now, back to Coastal Living on KZTV.
We are back, and it is smoking hot here at Salty Oak Barbecue. I'm here with owner Travis to talk to me about the process of cooking the meat. Now, I was supposed to show up and work on the seasoning and everything with you, but tell everybody what time it was and why I didn't show up.
It was only 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning, and I was peeking around waiting for you to pull up any second. But I went ahead and jumped on it without you.
You must have missed that text message that I never sent saying I ain't going to show up until 3 o'clock. But talk to me about that process. The first thing that goes into some good barbecue is the love, the passion, the seasoning, and the time and effort it takes to season it and cook it right.
Everything, this thing never stops burning. And you can count on when you see us that you're going to get backyard style barbecue.
Love it.
And it's, you know, nothing fancy. It's just we don't cut corners.
Exactly. Now, speaking of cutting, that's the other important part, presentation, right? When you're cutting those ribs, you're cutting that brisket. I know you're real particular about how your brisket is cut.
Don't touch the brisket.
So I was hoping you could give me a little lesson in how to do that the proper way. Maybe
absolutely.
Learn a thing or two.
Yeah, as you can see here, we have some briskets that are fixing to come off, but I would cut into these bad boys, except the rest is as important as the cook.
Absolutely.
They really got to come down, and that usually takes between 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
So we have a brisket right inside on the cutting board on the chopping block waiting for us.
All right, well, I got my gloves ready to go, so let's head inside and cook some meat, y'all.
Let's do it.
So we're back in the kitchen, and now I've got the boss man teaching me how to cut a brisket the right way. So tell me where it starts.
Well, I don't know if it's the right way, but it's how we do it over here.
Don't be modest, Travis.
So we're left with the best part of the brisket, in my opinion.
Okay, which is?
This is the decal, okay? It's got the moist brisket you hear of.
Okay.
It's just that. It's got the marble on the brisket, because you got your flat, which we just intercepted this thing before it disappeared, and we had to rely on these two that were on the pit.
It's going like crazy. It's a popular spot.
So I'll show you here. As you can see, it's nice and barked up. And the leanest part of the brisket is underneath this fat cap.
Got it.
Ironic enough, because your flat that we don't have anymore is lean, but the leanest, if you have, you know, there's nothing wrong with lean because we have plenty of people that ask for it. That is going to be underneath here. That's the leanest part.
Okay.
So the rule of thumb on the moist is you cut a little bit wider than you do on your flat.
Okay.
Flat, you want to do about 1/4 of an inch. Your moist, you do about 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch.
Okay.
So you cut a little bit wider. And I always like including this nose on the brisket here. It just excellent in presentation. So you would
I'm a crispy kind of gal, so I would go for that little crispy part too.
And when you hear people ask for burn ends, it's from this bad area right here.
Okay.
So that would be it.
Kind of meat.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I would include, if they don't specify, I include the moist and the lean.
Yeah.
And it looks for an excellent presentation when it's sitting on a plate.
Do you have a giant tortilla for me to wrap that up and take it to go?
That's what they do.
What
I tell you what, I can't do that because I'll swell up and gain 10 pounds overnight. But I'm envious of it.
It's so good.
I don't want that tortilla in the way though. I want to just taste every bit of that.
Well, I gotta say, when we had a chance to try the 3-meat plate, I tasted this.
Yeah.
It was delicious. Obviously, I'm gonna eat that because we can't let it go to waste. But that looks good.
You want to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no magic with the knife or?
No, there's no magic. You just, it's so tender, it doesn't take much.
This way.
Yep.
All right, you guys ready for this? Ooh, yeah, you're right, it is tender. Okay, Clarissa, you can do it, girl.
You could probably use a spoon and do it.
I know, it's really, all right.
You did it. There it is.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. A little slow, look at that thing dance for you. That looks delicious.
We know who to call if we got a call in now.
Yeah, if you want a generous serving, you want Clarissa to be in the kitchen because I have no boundaries.
Yep.
I love it. So we can count on this delicious food, all this brisket, ribs, all the best meats, cooked with love and care, starting at 3 in the morning. Pobrecito, he's over here sweating and working that pit.
The sucker that fell for it. That's all I am.
It's called the Pitmaster, not a sucker. Remember, we changed the name.
We'll go with that.
So let's invite everybody out to Salty Oak.
Yes, come see us.